Hi, it's me, Wonderlight Brain, and I'm inside my husband and I's DeLorean time machine right now. We are total 80s fans, love Back to the Future. So he's actually had this car for about 14, almost 15 years, and just in the last, I'd say 6 months or so, we've really kind of started to turn it into a time machine. So you can kind of see some of the stuff here. There's a box of parts over there, and we're still working on it. So I'll just give a quick tour of the car for a minute, and eventually when it's all done, I'll have a full how-to video about how we went about doing all this, and stay tuned for that. So I'll show you in a sec. Okay, so this is where I was just sitting. So here is the steering wheel. See, it's got some cool buttons on it. These all light up a little bit, which is really awesome. We've got some black boxes there. That's the speedometer that actually works on a GPS, so it does the speed and whatnot. Of course, everyone knows the time circuits, which show the date, where you've been, where you're going, you know, that kind of thing. There's this cool radio that totally doesn't work, but it is a prop radio. And your plutonium wiring. Excuse the mess over there with the boxes of parts. This is what we use to turn the time circuits on. And in the back here is a bulkhead, and this is a status indicator. It does light up. Gold heat sinks. There's a bit of a gap here right now because we're very much a work in progress. And over there is something called the VSR, which you can kind of see. So that is basically the interior. I'd say it's about maybe 80–90% done. And I'll show you what's on the outside in a sec. All right, so coming around to the back of the car, there is the red capacitors that are here. Hockey pucks, these are some elbows, a heating cooling vent. These are all pre-made parts that we then installed on the car. We had to get this back deck built. It is stainless steel. And then let's go on this side to start out with. These are called zero cans. We have some wiring and a loom that we built here. These are just a couple of mufflers that you can get on a base. Blue capacitors, green tubes go on here. They're being painted right now. And we've got a heat sink. These are things that you can't normally see because they're under a whole bunch of hoses and stuff. But here they are. So Robinson shock mounts there. This is another called the medical heat sink. Orange tube back there. This is called the Jantrol heater, and some more wire. So a lot of this stuff was really just a bunch of military or helicopter supplies that they grabbed in the 1980s in surplus stores. Some of it's World War II equipment. A lot of it's getting harder and harder to find, but we are making some good progress on this, so stay tuned for more work on a DeLorean time machine.